And hello! We are finally back, getting back to Knights of the Old Republic. I feel like I repeat myself every single week, and it's probably because I do. I, yet again, spoilers, have not really been able to play this game as much as I would like. Apologies. There you go. I haven't been able to play this game as much as I would like. Recently, different games have come out, different life stuff has come out, weekends getting filled with family, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that unimportant stuff that takes away from me playing a game from 2001. But anyways, we're back. I think there was something about a dispute with two different families or something.
You are now a true Padawan.
Let me turn this up.
The time has come for you and Bastilla to investigate the dream you shared. The secrets to stopping Malak may lie hidden within the ancient Dantooine ruins you both saw on...
Yeah, ancient ruins, mean old families.
When we heard of we sent a Jedi to investigate. The Force is guiding the...
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm leaving, dude. Yeah, there's something about the Romulans and the Capulets. I know those are not... I'm making a Romeo and Juliet reference, and I just ended up throwing Star Trek in there, but whatever. Some groups of people that don't get along, and more bad stuff. Whatever, Juhani. We will await you in my quarters. Not for any nefarious reasons, just because she will eventually become a party member. Spoilers! I thought that was going to be just now. But yeah, I've been busy. You know, it's weird. It's like, sometimes it feels like nothing happens, but a lot of things have happened. Like, I don't have a ton of things to say about specifically what has gone on in the last couple weeks. I'm not being evasive. I wish I had a better excuse for not playing this, but, you know, stuff happens. This is the weird sex bot from before. Let's see what, if he's been, getting his joints lubricated and or other things.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done if I had lost him.
No.
It's just so great to have him back. We're just gonna go right home, right now, and celebrate. Aren't we, my lovely little droid? Don't worry. I'm gonna hug you and oil you and care for you and make sure you never, ever get away again.
I got kind of, I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry. He didn't know what to do about what's her face standing there, Bastilla. Jeez Louise. Get away, Adam LARP. But yeah, no, it's funny. I got kind of Donald Trump there. It's like, you know, you try to make a funny joke or an ironic remark about one thing or another, and then you end up, like, the reality is actually worse than the fiction. I'm here joking about how this robot is probably a sex bot, and then they're like, oh, he's more than a sex bot, and I'm like, I'm probably done making jokes about this. But yeah, so I guess before we get into a topic, I've walked around in this little area enough in our continued playthroughs. I think we're trying to get to like the Matale grounds or the whatever grounds. But I've played through, I've walked around enough in these playthroughs to not want to drop our subject here. But other than the subject, interestingly enough, I'm considering playing that new EA Star Wars game on the channel. Because I saw Maximilian playing it, and it seemed pretty good. Like, it's weird to say that about anything ever made by EA, because they're just the worst company ever. But it actually looked really interesting. It kind of, I was getting like massive, I only saw like, you know, a minute or two of the intro and then turned it off. I didn't want to get spoiled. It kind of felt like a better stab at what Rogue One was trying to do, to me at least. Can we do something else other than what we were doing here?
You have come from the Jedi Council. Master Matale wishes to speak with you. I will inform him that you are here. Remain at this location until he arrives.
Yeah, crunch ice louder, would you?
Droid tells me you are
Hopefully that
here on
didn't come
behalf
up.
of the council. I was beginning to think my demands had been ignored. Though I think your time would be better spent interrogating the Sandrels as to the whereabouts of my son Shen.
The Sandals. Sandals, Jamaica? Nothing bad ever happens there. Other than people not making their excursion to the Dolphin Lagoon on time.
Many years ago, I brought my family here to Dantooine to escape the crush of humanity on the core worlds. Soon after we settled here, the Sandrels arrived, and they have been a plague upon my house ever since. The injustices the Sandrels have committed against the Matales are far too numerous to name. But the Council is well aware of our many disputes. Recently, I discovered several Sandrel droids trespassing on my land.
Sandrel droids?
I have no idea what nefarious purpose lay behind their arrival. My own assassination, perhaps. Destruction of my property. Maybe a simple spy mission. I wasn't about to find out. My own security droids destroyed.
Can't take any risks.
Not a single one survived. It was shortly after this incident that Shen, my only son and heir to the Matali estate, vanished. Obviously, Nurik, the unscrupulous head of the Sandrel clan, has abducted my son in retaliation for the destruction of his droids.
Yeah, I'll go chat.
The only resolution possible is the immediate return of my son. Why does the Council insist on stalling? The life of my son is at stake. Is it possible? Yes, of course. Now I understand. I am a man of the world, Jedi. I know how things are done. I will make a contribution of 1,000 credits to the Council in exchange for rescuing Shen from the Sandals.
You could have just offered up front, friend. You could have saved a couple minutes.
Whether the Council ever learns of this donation is completely up to you.
Make it 2,000.
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including raising the entire Sandrel estate. Until you find Shen, Jedi, we have nothing further to discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
Jeepers. Well, freaking Hanar is over here just like or Zalbar is over here just being like, yo, I could have just stayed on the ship if we're gonna be playing, you know, we're gonna be playing like, God, what, I can't make a reference today. What is that movie, Mean Girls, over here? If we're gonna be out scouting for the real Regina Georges and, popular it girls of Dantooine, and you need some fighting done, let me know. Or just a big hairy monster to gurgle at things. That's also in my combat description. But yeah, no, I think the new EA Star Wars game looks interesting. It's good to at least have another Star Wars game that I can think of being at all decent. I'm trying to see if there's... Did he say north? I feel like this is the way to go. He's trying to get over to the Matale grounds. Maybe I should keep going south. Or no, I want to go to the Sandrel grounds. That's where I want to go. So I should probably go. Sometimes my mouse just like freaking disappears. Yeah, I should go past his estate and then keep going. That's what I need to do. But yeah, no, things have been generally good. You know, relatively normal. Not a lot has happened. I mean, things have probably happened. I just can't remember what they are. I know I'm just giving the most riveting content in the whole universe at the moment, but no, I mean, I've been working and Gwen's been working. She's almost done with school. That's gonna wrap up in a couple weeks. Connor moved out a little bit while Parker moved in recently, so I'm sure he's gonna be on a few episodes. I already have some games in mind that we're gonna play together that would reach his interest. And things have generally been chill. I'm sure massacring this defenseless animal who's no longer possessed by demonic ghost energy will make me feel good. Stab him! Oh yeah, and I got my abilities now too. You're done. You're done. You're done. I don't even need your help. Maybe I could just land any hits. No? No? Okay. Almost got frozen there. Back to 2001 it is. Alright, well. Dang, these cat hounds haven't rezzed? Oh, they're asleep. I thought they were dead. South? Maybe? Either way, let's just kind of peruse. But things have generally been good. Once again, no surprise, playing an absolute buttload of Smash. Yeah, I think it's south. This is still Matale grounds? Where's Sandral grounds? Yeah, I need to go to the other side. Unsurprisingly, we've been playing a ton of Smash. My thing right now is trying to get all the characters into Elite Smash. There's 80... Elite Smash is like a ranked mode of online where you basically have to win enough with your character to be considered to go into Elite Smash. And I've gotten, out of 80 characters, I've gotten, not this horn cat hound, I've gotten a whole bunch in. Oh god, that did a lot of damage. Yeah, right, turn system. Yeah, out of, okay, I guess just keep going south. Out of 80 characters, I've gotten maybe like 15 or so in, I think, I feel. Come on, guys. When am I gonna get Master Flurry so this thing doesn't drop my accuracy at all? Just feels like we're breezing through these guys now.
Ah, so this is the meddler. You have caused us far too much trouble for a mere Jedi. I will add your head to those of the other Jedi I have killed, and take yet another lightsaber for my own. Now you will know why the Mandalorians are feared.
You know, I'd almost be half in the mind to make some kind of like joke at their expense, but I literally thought that there was a bug because I had killed Mandalorians and Duros standing on this exact spot before. I thought they were bugged. So my retort to this guy would probably be, if you see that little yellow bag there, that's the equipment of the Mandalorian I killed seconds before this, or seconds, minutes, not too long before this. But hey, you know, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Cast Night Speed. You're gonna have to back the homeboy up. Get in there. Use Power Strike. I want both of them to just hop on stabbing this dude. Hit him with stun. And I am going to... yeah. Cast Night Speed. Yeah, stab away. Oh, I should probably also use the Arcadian Energy Shield. Wait, shit. Who's down? Oh god, Zalbar got wrecked. Oh. Oh man. Zalbar, you're kind of... maybe we shouldn't be too hasty with these things. Yep, and we want you, Bastila, to use your energy shield. And she can cast Night Speed after that, yeah. And then I will use Improved Flurry. Just... Oh my god, this guy's Sharuk is ridiculous. Just all got massacred so quick. What is that, 11-8? Yeah. I think it auto-saved when I walked in this zone. Hopefully, fingers crossed. No. Dang. Wow. That was pretty free. Jeepers. So maybe let's not fight those dudes. Oh, look, another glitch. Maybe let's not fight those dudes off the bat here, because clearly he just kind of you know, stuck his foot up my ass, just, you know, there. But yeah, no, I don't know, it's weird about this game. It just feels like you go online and like you look up what's good and you use it and it still sucks because you can't, like, the biggest problem with this game is that the turn-based combat is like D&D style, and it, like, look at this, watch. Miss, 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 miss. Okay, now it's the other guy's turn, now it's Basil's turn. Maybe I missed, now it's Zalbor's turn. So I have like no accuracy at all. Those are the dudes who mopped us last time, so maybe we shouldn't charge right in and have them like totally fuck us up all over again. We can, like, look, watch. I'll attack this cat hound, or he will attempt to attack us. No? Anything? Watch. Look, I hit 1 for 7. Another one.
You cannot win.
Wait, I missed like almost every turn there. And it's just confusing to me because I don't quite understand why it is that, like, seemingly no matter what you do, whether you use abilities, whether you don't use abilities, whether you boost or buff yourself, whatever, you still end up with, oh, she was really wrecking these Mandalorians, huh? You still kind of end up feeling like you can't even play the game. Like, it feels like I'm playing Ken in Smash, you know, like, it's just so hard to even feel like I'm actually playing sometimes because you just miss over and over and over. And then you have so many party members and it's like, it's not your turn anymore. And it's like, why is it that any feats, like, they just make you die, like, instantly for using them? Like, there's no reward for, I mean, I feel like the reward is damage, but you can't even use them, like, casually. Like, you're just gonna, I think this is where we were trying to go, actually. You can't even, like, use them casually because you're just gonna get mauled for trying, which is unfortunate, but I think this is the way to the Sandral Grounds, if I recall correctly. But I don't know, this game's plot, like, it's like the opposite. I just started, Sword and Shield came out a couple days ago, and, like, that game is so bad about, that game is so bad about, like, the gameplay being, like, really great, or the gameplay at least being as good as it's ever been, but then you play and the plot is, like, so, like, yep, yep, okay, yep, this is literally second for second, moment for moment, exactly the same as every other game I've played in the last 20 years from this. And, like, also, I mean, that game has other issues, but this game is the opposite, where I at least feel like I'm playing for the plot more than the gameplay, and I just want to be busted in the gameplay so that I don't have to think about it.
Private property. By what authority are you trespassing on this estate? The council. If you are here because of Shen Matale's disappearance, you are wasting your time. The Sandals are not involved. This is nothing but a Matale witch hunt. Nurag left orders he was not to be disturbed, but given the circumstances, I will make an exception. Go into the main hall.
Apologies for chewing ice, it's a bad habit. Let's go check out what's going on in this fancy abode. Far away from the frivolities of typical
droid that you wish to speak to me?
civilization. I love how Zalbar is like gonna mess up this cutscene for me.
I brought my family here to find peace and safety, not to be harassed and treated like common criminals. Your council has no authority here, and I respectfully ask you to leave this property at once.
Jedi are renowned for their fairness and pursuit of justice. There is nothing to fear from us, unless you have something to hide.
I trust you will show yourself out. If not, my security droids will be sure to deal with you.
You are here from the council, are you not? Looking for Shen Matale?
Oh, there's gonna be some romance going on.
My name is Rahasia. Nurik is my father. He has not been himself since Cassus disappeared. He is mad with grief, and he is convinced the Matales are responsible.
I bet there's some third party that's kidnapped them both.
Yes, Cassus was my brother. He was working on archaeological digs here on Dantooine when he disappeared. My father blamed Alan Matale and his
Alan.
My father is a good
Alan.
man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly. You must understand that father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute. My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassus.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
No. Since Cassus went missing, my father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassus. I am afraid my father will simply kill Shen out of a mad, misguided lust for vengeance. Shen is an innocent victim in all this. My father is not a bad man, but his grief has driven him to madness.
This seems like a fairly straightforward answer, doesn't it?
Find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever. I would take you to the prison, but I cannot let my father see me with you. Take this key. It will open an unguarded door at the rear of the estate. You and Shen can make your escape through there. There are many security droids guarding the halls. Please hurry. You are Shen's only hope.
Reference. Yeah, I'll go.
Please find
Any nice loots?
Nurik has nothing more to say to you.
It's a nice little house. I was briefly considering doing a different topic than I was originally intending to do for this episode. And I think I might just do it instead of doing the one that I wanted to do, and I will continue to push back. I have like a list of topics that I tend to do for these videos, or that I at least want to do for these videos, and there's like 3 or 4 of them already in there, which is great because when I finished the last video, I didn't really have anything else to say, or at least like mentally I didn't have anything else prepared or was stewing anything for an episode. So it's actually good that I have an abundance of topics at the moment versus a a lack thereof. So I think that, at least because this is a different backdrop at the very least, I'm going to do an episode on a subject that I haven't prepared for, but I do think about recently for a multitude of reasons. And that topic is going to be, drum roll, that probably sounded awful through the microphone. It is going to be maturity. And what do I mean by maturity? In my mind, the only thing that defines an individual as being mature or immature is whether they can take responsibility for their shortcomings. If they do something that offends somebody else, if they do something that is hurtful, if they present themselves in an unintentionally toxic way, if they just continuously do selfish things or work in a, just exist in a way that is less than great for other people around them, and then they're confronted with that and they choose not to take responsibility for that, then they're immature. I remember when I was growing up, my sister would always get attributed with maturity, and for right or wrong, she would get attributed with this because she was a good kid, like growing up, like she didn't, good, air quotes good, she just didn't get into trouble like I did. Like when I was in high school, I'd go to parties, I'd sneak out, I'd smoke weed with my buddies and go drink underage and have fun, right? And I would want to do that regardless. I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't really a mean kid either, but I was just getting into trouble, and that's how things were. But Michaela, like, she never had any desire to get into that stuff. And I remember my grandma, or at least she's technically my grandma, she's my grandfather's wife for the last bazillion years. She would always say, "Oh, Michaela's so mature for her age. She's not like the other girls. She doesn't try to get into that or this or whatever." And I always thought, like, why? Why does that mean that you're more mature than somebody else? Because you just decide that you don't want to live or do these things or these things, and it's fine if you don't want to party or you don't want to do whatever. Honestly, it is, and I my life is like kind of boring right now. Like I don't really do much crazy shit or wild shit. I'd like to travel more. I'm working on it, but I don't really do stuff like that anymore. But I wouldn't like attribute a false maturity to saying, "Oh, I'm not interested in X and Y, and thusly because I'm not interested in anything and I don't do anything, and I don't even get put into situations ever that are like that, I'm mature." No, I think the only thing that demonstrates maturity is when you can take responsibility for your actions and you don't just act out all the time. The conversation at the beginning of this reminded me of an individual who comes up a lot in conversation recently, who will not be named. I guess it reminds me of two individuals, and either one or both of these individuals I feel like have this thing where, and people, whoever's watching this in the experience of your life, I'm sure you have experienced this too. You ever meet those people who are like, they're always like posting on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook of like, finally rid of all these toxic people in my life. Like, I somehow, every time I try to root them out, they somehow crawl back into my life somehow, one way or the other. But I know that God or fate or the universe is pulling me back to where I belong, and I'm gonna finally get rid of all these bad people and live how I want to live. And it's like, yo, if you've lived with like 10 different groups of people of varying interests, ethnicities, temperaments, and tastes, and in different rooming styles, like in a dorm, in a house, different numbers of roommates, maybe different couples, some all single people, and you have constantly had an issue no matter what because of how you acted, then maybe, just theoretically, the issue is not with them, and I'm just putting it out there. The issue is with you, right? Doesn't that seem obvious, That's what I would think. And then, there are so many people like this. I mean, literally now in the process of speaking about this, I can think of 2 or 3 people, actually 4 people, Jesus Christ, off the top of my head that fit into this description, where they're constantly making excuses for themselves. They're constantly making excuses for the way they've acted. Oh, I was tired. I couldn't do this. Oh, I deserve to have this. Again, that deserve mentality, right? Always when it comes back to I deserve blank, shit just starts going wrong. I don't need to clean this thing up right now, even though it infringes upon everyone if I don't. Because I'm tired, or you know what? I don't need to take shit from you or anybody because I'm a fucking prince or a princess. I don't need to hear shit from anybody. So screw you for asking me to do what is within my job description, or it's just crazy, like how how so many people cannot say I'm sorry about anything. They can't say, you know what, I look at this text message I sent you, or I look at the argument that we had, and I'm like, this doesn't represent me. I'm sorry. I did something wrong. I don't want to hurt your feelings. What can I do to make it up to you? Or how can I, I'm just sorry, and I don't want us to be on bad terms. Like, it's not a hard thing to do. It's not like you have to like some people are literally so proud, or they're so full of themselves, or they're so like sensitive that they can't say that at all. And to me, like, it's like, how do you forget like dating? Like, how do you manage to have any sort of relationship with anybody that stands the test of time if you can't take responsibility for just upsetting people? Because people are different. Everybody's different. And likely, even if you're, in the presence of your friends, you're going to say something that upsets somebody at some point or another. And you might not mean it. You might be misquoted or misconstrued, or you might have just acted out in a moment of, intense passion. You were playing a game and you say you're like, fuck, or you said something angry or whatever. And, like, again, shit happens. And sometimes we get stressed to the point that it is hard to, I have been stressed to the point where, it's hard to be a good representation of who I am in a flash of passion, but you have to come back and apologize. Of course, the flip side of that is, if you spend your whole life apologizing every 5 minutes for the thing that you just said, you're probably just a dick if you have to apologize for every single thing you said. I mean, and I'm going to just be real about this. It's another two people, not even of those 4 people I was thinking of who do this. They're both elderly white men who do this, where they're constantly saying things that piss everyone off, or insensitive, or are crazy, and then they're just like, call you later, or call their coworker later, or call their kids later, and are just like, I didn't mean any of that, or not even that, or they won't even do that. They'll try to be like, oh, so we still on for dinner for whatever. Like, it's so stupid to me that there are so many people that can't take responsibility, and they can't apologize for when they've done something that upsets somebody. And again, like, having differences with people, being different, everyone's different. Everybody does different things. Everyone is a different person. And because of that, innately, you are going to butt heads about some stuff sometimes, but you shouldn't just allow things to become personal. And if you upset somebody that you care about, you should apologize. And to me, that is exclusively the only mark of maturity. You don't make excuses. You don't like whine about things. You don't say, oh, poor me. Why is my life so difficult? You just nut up. You do the thing the person was asking you to do, and you say you're sorry. And it's really not any more complicated than that. So, and I mean, again, it's also not tied to your age at all. I think that there are a lot of people who act weirdly or get kind of ageist, I guess, where they're like, you know what, I'm older, I'm more mature, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, I know grown adults who can't say they're sorry about anything, that don't apologize for anything, even when they know they're in the wrong. So how is that lack of self-understanding, or that lack of cognition about who they are and what they've done, how is a 13-year-old kid being able to do that less mature than a grown adult who just happens to be shitty at growing or living for, twice the other person's lifespan? How does that make them less mature? So, anyways, I don't know. I was just thinking about this petty old man who is just like, bah, I'm crazy. Bah, I'm crazy. I'm gonna steal your kid. Bah. That's how it goes, by the way. If you're ever on the streets and you see an old man who's just like, bah, I'm crazy, you just don't bring your kids around him, because he's gonna rob those kids. He's gonna steal them. He's gonna put them in his back room, and he's gonna, this awfully fumigating AC system, these vents. God, what is the difference in temperature on this planet? Those units are internal cooling units are working overtime, aren't they? But yeah, he's gonna steal your kids. He's gonna lock them up in his shed in the back, and he's gonna try to murder them. So I guess it's just a generally good rule of thumb. If you ever meet somebody who starts their conversation off with, "Oh, I'm crazy," then just don't interact. Don't interact. Dude, they've already lost you. There's no further impression that they can make on you to be able to do that. Hold on. Immediately into combat, this guy's like, "You're not supposed to be here. Did you use the code word? Wow, I'm crazy." We're not even gonna try that. Just don't step on it. Guys, just walk around. Yeah. Woohoo! That's a cool way to open a crate. Of course, you missed it by a mile on the top, but whatever. Is anybody just disabled? Don't try to recover it. Might just blow up in our face anyways, but it probably won't kill us. There you go. Is that Shen?
Who are you? What do you want with me? Are you working for my father? Rescue me. No, I won't leave. It's too dangerous. It's not my own safety I'm concerned about. I'm worried about the fate of Nurik's daughter, Rahasia. She's been trying to convince her father to release me ever since I was captured. If I escape, Nurik will think Rahasia is to blame. Nurik is insane with grief over the loss of his son, Cassus. If I leave with you, it is Rahasia who will suffer. I cannot allow that. If you can convince Rahasia to escape with us, I will accompany you. Though I do not know if she'd be willing to turn her back on her home and family. Who could imagine a Sandral doing such a thing for the sake of a Matali? But if she will not go, then I too shall stay. I would rather face my own death than have her face her father's wrath because I escaped. My father thinks the Sandrals are thieves and liars who followed him here to Dantooine just to steal what he has earned for himself. My father is an egotist and can be violent at times, but I think he still cares for me. Rahasia's father seems to be falling into the same pattern as mine. They're both too unreasonable to be talked to about the other. I think the only hope Rahasia and I will ever have is if we can escape both of them. Please, find Rahasia and speak to her. Get her to flee this place with me.
I mean, I guess I have to go back. Rahasia Sandral, she's in here. Security room? Oh, junk. Cut him up. Watch me fail to do anything in this. Look, I actually did something. Look, I actually hit him. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. God, what an excellent room you guys got here. I wonder if, like, I'll mess up and, like, come find the crazy old man and he'll be like, "What are you doing?" And then I'll, like, stab him and be like, "Well, you did not get the light side ending to this. GG's." Because that's entirely possible in a game like this, you know. I hope this comes out normally, audio-wise, because I've once again turned down the sound effects and the music so that they wouldn't, like, be crazy overpowering. Light scan visor, that's new. But it just always seems like the blasters are like crazy, you know? What up, Sandral Droid? Want some buzz, 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 buzz. Yeah, it's so satisfying to actually, like, want to do a thing and then to do that thing. You know what it is, though? I think it's because it's like D&D where effectively the computer has, like, some kind of roll against your roll. So it basically, if they're, and I mean, I guess this is why Pokemon never, like, really went all in with evasion or accuracy stuff, you know. Because it's really like a super like mixed bag in that response. And every time, like, if you use like Sand Attack on like a big enemy, it remains. What the heck? Basic targeting computer? This is strange. This is out to the Sandral grounds. Oh, this is just a loop. Okay. Shen Matale. We just want to See if we can get all that sweet loot.
What are you
Asia.
doing here? Have you found Shen yet? Shen can be so stubborn sometimes. If one of the security droids sees me wandering the halls, Father will get suspicious. I can't risk it. But I know Shen would rather die than leave me here alone to face the wrath of my father. Tell Shen I will meet you outside the gates. I will wait as long as I can, but you must hurry.
Wee, 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 wee. Run. Run. Anyways, loot before we go? Any loot? We'll kill all the droids. We'll meet you outside after we've murdered all the droids. And yes, droids have souls in this canon. And yes, it would be a waste to ever program one of these droids because you only get to do so after you've already fought a bazillion dudes. It's like totally useless to like repair them, you know? It makes like no sense. Sorry, I'm shooting a text message here, but I don't know, I just got in a mindset about like having looked at this whole thing with the warring families and the warring families and all this craziness that it just lent itself more closely to things on my mind, because the topic at hand that I have, like, again, because I've been delayed in making these, they are often what was on my mind like weeks ago or a month ago or blah 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 blah. I guess this is supposed to loop. More remains? Computer panel. Hmm? Eh. Whose door is this that we can break down? How did you miss the door? Thanks. You gotta love how my accuracy is so bad that the door rolled dodge to get away from me hitting the door. It's so ridiculous.
Have you spoken to Rahasia? I pray she is not just telling me what I want to hear, but I will have to take that chance. Hurry then, we must not keep Rahasia waiting.
I would never
Shen,
keep Rahasia waiting.
You're safe.
Rahasia! Well, thank goodness you managed to escape.
It was all thanks to this kind Jedi that we managed to get this far at all. I thank you, Jedi, for all that you have done for us. You're right, we should go as fast as we can. I don't know how long it will be before my father realizes we're gone.
You're right, we should.
He's arrived. Oh, junk. It's a shootout.
There you are, Shen.
Father!
Mr. Matale.
Rahasia!
Father!
Mr. Sandro!
Yurik!
Alan!
I knew this was all your doing.
You!
You had taken my Cassus from
Beulah!
me long before
Ferris!
that. You
Everyone is
I don't want to hear any of your
here!
excuses. Now I will get revenge for your transgressions. We never asked for your help, Jedi. Do not press in matters that do not concern you.
This is an internal affair for my family, and is none of your concern.
You should not interfere with our private business, Jedi. This will be resolved very shortly.
I just have this feeling that it's gonna get into like, you're like, so, why can't you guys see what your children see? People can get along. The children do not have to hold on to the same hatred that the parents have been raised inside of. We can all grow from this experience. And then the white guy's like, I hate black people. And they're just like, oh, okay, well, I guess there's no helping you guys. All right, race war it is again. Kill everybody and let the kids escape. Where is my mouse? Select. Select.
My son doesn't know his head from his backside. I am the only one qualified to be making his decisions for him, and I say that he leave with me right now.
No, I won't. I can choose my own path.
Shen, how dare you?
I am tired of you controlling my life. I love Rahesia, and I want to be with her forever.
And I want to stay with Shen forever, Father.
I don't know what the right thing is.
Don't disobey me, Shen.
What if they're like actually, this is like some nth level like double agent stuff,
You will do no
and the
such
kids are
thing.
just trying to kill each
I am
other
your
too.
Father, and I order you to come back with me.
No, Father, I won't.
Rahesia, you will not leave with this Matale boy.
I am, Father, and you can't stop me. We're leaving for the Enclave.
You foolish girl.
You expect us to just let them leave? Droids, stop them!
You will not turn your droids on my daughter. Droids, don't let them take Rahesia.
We appear to be at an impasse then. And they got away.
It is your fault, darling. You were always too violent for your own
He hates
good.
Alan Rickman, dude.
You were the one who rushed
He's
out
like,
here with
what's
your
wrong with
droid?"
Alan Rickman? I've been great in everything that I was in. He's like, what have you been in other than Harry Potter? The other guy's like, I think I was in a rom-com, or a couple of them, maybe? I had like a daughter and I was divorced. It's amazing I can even remember that one.
Do not tell me what to do, Jedi.
Do not tell
The
me
council
how
will
to
hear of the
feel
trouble you
about
caused here
Alan
today.
Rickman's
Indeed,
filmography. Oh, well, I guess they're... So what does that mean? Well, they went to the Enclave, so they're looking for each other, I guess. The Enclave... That's the cave entrance. The path north. I guess we can follow up on that one later, huh? Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I know it was a shorty. I'll try to get a couple more done this week just to compensate for the fact that there hasn't really been a ton of these. And I'm sure you guys would absolutely love for me to get off Dantooine at some point or another. And also the last episode was pretty chunky, so I would hope to, I don't know, keep things at a standard of quality. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. I will do my very, very bestest to do more nights soon and to get off of Dantooine at some point in the reasonable future. This is technically still like the first level and I've been doing this game for like 3 months. Regardless, anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.